Thank you very much for being here. We are waiting for our guests. Sorry for the technical inconvenience that occurred. So I hope that IBO Italia will join us in a bit. I've seen IBO Italia connected, so we are almost there. Thank you very much for your patience. Thank you very much for waiting for us to start this conversation. Okay. Hello, everyone. Okay.
Hello.
How? Good afternoon, girls. I saw that there was an inconvenience with your profile.
There actually was. So we're both connected with the IBO one. So you're just gonna interact like that, but it's
okay. Because
it's fine.
Because for everyone who has just joined us, who will join us, today we will have two special guests, Ilaria Pesante and Irene Mezzetti from IBO Italia. But first of all, I would love to introduce myself and the community I belong to. I'm Angelica Polmonari, and I'm a current youth delegate of Unite 2030. Unite 2030 is a global community of young change makers who are committed to change the world. So Unite 2030 aims to empower, to educate young change makers from all over the places to end inequality, poverty, injustice, and climate changes by 2030. So Unite 2030 is a diverse community. It's a worldwide community made up by people from all over the places, people from all over the backgrounds. So all the young leaders who belong to Unite 2030 are diverse, but diversity is the strength of Unite 2030. So each and every single leader who comes and joins Unite 2030 does takes this kind of decision in order to proactively change the world together with other people from all over the world. So the young activists who are part of Unite 2030, they come together not despite their differences, but thanks to their differences. And so, Unite 2030 is a community of young people who want to work together to achieve the change they all want to make together. So today, I'm going to host the first encounter of a new Unite 2030 virtual rubric, an Instagram rubric on SDG-oriented best practices from all over the places. So starting today and for more or less a month, we will be hosting twice a week global organizations and single activists which are committed to the SDGs worldwide. And so today, we will meet our first organization committed to SDGs, which is IBO Italia. And so I give a warm welcome to Irene and Ilaria, who will be joining us today. And I'm very lucky because they are two colleagues of mine. So it's a real pleasure to be capable of mixing both activism and passions and work. And so everything is really intertwined and interconnected. So I'm really excited and grateful. So thank you very much, girls, for having accepted our invitation. And so, since we have a lot of questions to go through, we will start with the first question of our interview. So, first of all, what is the name of the organization you work for and you belong to, and in which country or countries does your organization operate, and what does your organization focus on?
Okay, so first of all, thank you for your invitation. I hope you can hear us well because we are together in the same room.
Yes.
Okay, we hope so. I'm Ilaria. Angelica already introduced us. I'm working at IBO Italy, as we want to pronounce it, since some years. And yeah, just to introduce a bit our association, we are operating in Italy. So our main office is in Italy, in two cities in Italy, in Ferrara and Parma, two cities in the north of Italy, just to locate us. And we have a third office in Lima, in Peru, in the capital of Peru. We are an NGO, as we said. We are operating since a lot of years, actually. IBO was born in Italy in 1957. So we celebrated some years ago our 60th anniversary. And we can introduce a bit our mission. We are an NGO operating in the field of international cooperation and volunteering projects. We will go into these projects and more deeply during the next questions. And we can say our mission, which is to promote the access to education as a fundamental right, as a fundamental human right, and to promote volunteering as a tool of growth and active citizenship, let's say, to especially the youngsters, so the youngsters communities in Ferrara and Parma, where we are located, but all over the world. So we mainly work in these two areas. So with international cooperation projects, we implement local development projects mainly in Latin America, Africa, and Eastern Europe, as we will see. And we offer to young people volunteering projects in Italy and abroad, to give them the opportunity to be active citizens. We had some problem in the connection, but we hope you are hearing well. So we can go on if you are okay.
Thank you very much, Lara, for your first answer. And I would love to add something, because this first meeting of this new weekly Unite 2030 rubric is really important to us, because we will be launching a new campaign talking about Unite 2030 called Localize to Focalize. And so this campaign will be strictly focused on the local commitment of organizations and activists all over the places. And so it's really important for us to have Ilaria and Irene from IBO Italia, because IBO Italia operates both locally and internationally. So it's really important that they are sharing their experiences working as a national NGO located both in Italy but also in other countries such as Peru. So thank you very much. And we can move on to the second question of our interview. And so, why does the organization support Sustainable Development Goals and its implementation at the local level? And since when does the organization integrate the SDGs into its projects?
Okay, so I'm going to answer to this. I'm going to be a little bit of camera girl, since we have one device for two people. I'm just turning it around. I hope I don't make anyone seasick. Anyway, I'm Irene, and I'm very happy to be here. I've been, let's say, collaborating with IBO Italia for a year and a half now, and I'm within European volunteering project at the moment, but we might get into that later. So regarding your question, we can say that as an NGO, our work is very SDG oriented, obviously. Before 2015, before the 2030 Agenda, we were already working within the UN framework, even if it had, different names and things like that. So the Millennium Goals, but also all the European framework that promotes projects for the youth. So the EU Youth Strategy also is very important to us, because all of our projects operate within that field. To be a little more specific, we focus on obviously all the goals because they're very connected within each other, but we can say that we focus mainly on goal number 4, for an inclusive and quality education, goal 10 for reducing any and all inequalities, and obviously for our nature, goal 16 for peace, justice, and solid institutions, because obviously that's what an NGO sort of promotes. So yeah, that's kind of the main field. What pushes us is also this strategy that we're very aligned with.
Okay, so thank you very much, Irene. Yes, like the following question would have been, so which SDGs does the organization intend to pursue? But you have already answered, but we can go like more into details. And how does the organization operate with the SDG related framework? And I would also love to ask you to share like some positive experiences some like IBO's SDG-oriented best practices that the organization is deeply proud of.
Okay, so we already named the SDGs, our main focus SDGs, but we can go deeper into SDG 4 and what IBO does in this framework. All of our projects are very linked to SDG 4 because, as we said, we work in the international cooperation field and also in volunteering projects, and all the projects in these fields are aimed at promoting and fostering the SDG 4. The international cooperation projects, for example, are of course aimed at promoting inclusive education, promoting the awareness of the importance of education, involving families, involving schools, involving civil society organizations in the countries where we work. And we, with this project, foster the training of teachers, educators, youth workers, gaining new tools, new methodologies to, of course, fostering and promoting a more inclusive and equitable education. Also, with our volunteering project, we are working in the framework of the SDG 4 because the experiences we offer to youngsters are, of course, intended to raise awareness, make them aware and responsible citizens, and give them tools and, let's say, know-how to face the global challenges. So also these projects, even if it's another field of intervention, are really completely focused and framed into the path of SDG 4. As an example, if it can be interesting, we can share what we do in the project, in the international cooperation project we run in Romania, Eastern Europe, since a lot of years. For example, in this area, it's a very rural and remote area in Romania. We cooperate since more than 20 years now with an educational center. It's an area where especially the Roma community is suffering a lot of discriminations and also often exclusion from the, let's say, institutional education. So what we do in this area is cooperating with this center, which offers recreational activities, school support to children from, let's say, 3 to 16 years old. At least 1 meal per day, which is not granted for all of them usually. And also the operators, youth workers, psychologists working in this center as mediating with local schools in order to foster the welcoming and acceptance of Roma children into the schools. So yeah, this probably is one of the main representative examples of our work in the field of SDG 4. As a frame, we can say that this project is funded from different, let's say, channels, from private donors to European institutions, Italian ministries and institutions, and foundations. We also, if you want to know more about this project, we also presented it on the crowdfunding platform called Global Giving. So also in the US, if you want to know it, it's quite well known. And you can go into the details of the activities we run in this project and also the objectives and new ideas coming out in this project, and also support it if you want. So yeah, this can be quite a symbolic example for us of our work outside Italy in the frame of this SDG.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ilaria, for sharing this insight into this powerful and really meaningful project. So thank you very much. And so I would love to move to another question, and then if you all agree, we can look at the chat together and we can see if people who have joined the conversation have shared comments or additional questions, and then we can also reach out to them to see if they want to interact with us with other questions. So, what does localization mean for your organization? And how do you think your organization could localize to focalize on a daily basis within its territorial context of reference? And how does the organization act locally while thinking globally?
All right, so I'm going to go to this one. And as I said, and as Ilaria said before, IBO works a lot with youngsters. So we have always organized things for young people and with young people. That's the importance of it. So since the beginning, since 1957, we have promoted experience of volunteering, mostly for the reason that Ilaria has also highlighted, because these experiences not only give a certain community or a certain reality, they have an impact on them, and they have an impact on the volunteer itself, himself, herself, so to speak. And we believe in non-formal learning. So there are a lot of activities that we do to sensitize the new generations and to put them in an international context. Because, for example, we can start with, I can make a sort of division between the volunteering experience that we offer, such as the short-term one, our work camps that usually last between 2 to 4 weeks. So they obviously, it is a short period of time, but volunteers, even minors, come together from different contexts, different background, and they help a community. And they helped a local community that has some sort of need. So that gives a very tangible example of what we do at the local level, we can say. Also, if we think about medium to long-term activities, we also have, like the civil service and the European volunteering program, which I'm in, and also shout out to everyone, Angelica is also in. So we also do these things that may be a little less practical, but at the same time, they operate on a local level a lot. Connected to that, we have other non-formal education activities that we do with schools and classes. We reach, on average, 800, I'd say, students per year with these activities. So maybe we go to a school and we talk about SDGs, sustainable development, partnership, what some things mean, and then we sort of wait for the questions, So we also have that that cycle. So we go there, we talk about something, and maybe they get interested into volunteering, into exploring this new context, and it gives them like a new way to see things. So that's also very important on the local level, because maybe they don't realize what they can do through volunteering activities that we organize. And another very important thing is that we are within a network of other organizations that promote these experiences at their local level. So you have a very simple thing to do, but since it's such in a big framework, it makes it an international experience at home, I'd say. And then obviously if you go abroad, that's different, but it's just to highlight how much something that has a tangible impact on a certain community, it's actually made up of a lot of different things. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much, Irene, and thank you very much, Ilaria. And yeah, it's really important to Unite 2032 to promote both an international and a local action, because, for example, thinking about our community, there are people from all over the places. So I'm from Italy. There are a lot of people from US, from Africa, from Asia, from Oceania, and so we are all working together within our countries of belonging, of references, while trying to work and cooperate internationally. So it's really important to build this kind of bridges between communities and between people all over the places. And so thank you very much for sharing your experience. And so if you agree, we can look at the chat. And of course, people, if you want to join us, please feel free to drop a comment, and then we will read it together. And so our guests are really kind and disposable. So please feel free to ask us, yeah, whatever comes to your mind. And so yeah, I'm collecting some comments. So interesting. People are enjoying themselves, and so I'm quite happy. Okay, and so Irene, if you see any comments, please feel free to.
I'm going through it right now to see if there are questions. Don't be afraid. We answer almost any question regarding, IBO, maybe also our personal lives. Oh, no, I'm adding a comment. No, I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing. Okay.
Okay, so and maybe to close, maybe we could share our experiences. And so, yeah, so for example, talking about SDGs, we together, so with Irene, Ilaria, myself, and other people, we have also been working on SDGs for a formative project addressed to enterprises such as Chiesi Farmaceutica. So as Irene explained before, we have been working on SDGs within different also contexts of references. So we have been explaining the importance of SDGs within schools, within enterprises, and so okay, Ella from Germany. So to IBO Italia, spreading the word about SDGs is really important within also different contexts, because as we try to underline before, SDGs matter to all of us, and so we as people, we belong to each and every context, and so it's really important this kind of dialogue on SDGs, also SDG oriented practices. And so so thank you very much, girls. We didn't receive any comments, so maybe our audience was quite satisfied with our interview. And so
I'm gonna drop below our EU site that it's both in English and I think Spanish. I'm not convinced of this that I'm saying. And also our email in case anyone has any questions. As Hilaria said, you can find one of our projects on Global Giving. Otherwise, on our site, there's all of our international projects that we didn't go deep into today. But yeah, feel free to reach out. There's always someone replying to emails or answering the phone. International phone calls might be a little expensive, so don't do that. Just send us an email and we'll be happy to reply. Thank you, Angelica.
Yeah, no, thank you very much, girls. It was a really exciting experience for me, and I feel really grateful because having you here was really emotional and important for me. So thank you very much. And so, talking about Unite 2030, next week we will be hosting another Instagram Live on gender equality, and so we will be hosting another organization working on SDGs and especially on SDG 5. And so, thank you very much for being here with us. It was a pleasure to have you. Thank you again, Irene and Ilaria, and see you soon in Ferrara, hopefully very soon. And thank you very much to everyone who joined us for this conversation.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, girls. Thank you very much.